Okay, go live, go live. What do we have here? All right. And not that, not that. There we go right there. 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 Mirror that, mirror that. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? Who do we have there? Who do we have? We have Adolfo. Ooh, Adolfo is in the house. Good. Live, live. Oh, what do we have here? That's not working. Okay, I'm not quite sure about that one. Let's try this. No? What the hell is that? Save as draft. That ought to work. Live. There we go. That seemed to work. I don't know. I don't know. Next. And no, it's not made for children. Go live. There we go. What do we have here? We're ready to roll, ready to roll, ready to roll, ready to roll. Live, 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 and yeah, we're ready to roll. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Now, my goal is simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. Now, I'm terribly sorry for you guys who want more than that. You know, ask, you shall receive. You want more than 1% a week, you're in the wrong place. Sorry, I'm 62 years old. I'm retired. I make simple, safe, predictable trades so that I do not lose. Hold that thought for 1 second. What am I looking for? Here it is right here. All righty. So, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. Yes, yes, that's over 50% per year. Andrew, how you doing today? Hello, hello. All right, so let's back it up. Let's see who's in the house. Let's say hello to you fellow investors. Here we go. Who do we got first? Adolfo. Why cost? Michael Kelly. New York City Chulo. Que pasa, amigo? Gemma Simpson. Dead Man Running. Okay. Alta Peralta. Oh, Alta Peralta. Okay. Ron, RB USA, JD, what's going on? Pamela Farmer, how are you? Joseph Garcia, Jimmy Vargas, good evening, good evening. Blue Seer, okay. P. Everly wants to take a look at Q. Come on, P. Everly, you've been here long enough. You know I don't like the Qs. Why do you want to look? MC, how you doing? Kevin, or Kev? Dirt T Racing. I'm kind of interested in what that's all about. I love that kind of stuff. Live in Paradise. Is that Live in Paradise or Live in Paradise? You got to let me know one way or the other. Drop a comment in the, wait a minute. Yeah, drop a comment down below. I'm kind of interested in what that, is it Live in Paradise or Live in Paradise? I don't know. Okay, Ari Spindola. Good evening. Soy Israels. Okay. Sam Ron, how are you today? Sam Ron, thank you. What do we got? Izzy Trading. Dead Man Running. Okay, got that one. Atapia. Andrew. User 509294. Why didn't your parents name you Tom? Greg, what's happening, Greg? Greg Teets. All right, GT. All right. MC, how are you? MC26. Good evening, good evening. Check 16B. All right, wait a minute, I gotta back it up, back it up. What do I do? 168. Mike Mattern. Billy, what's going on? DJ Bodine. Is that like you, a relative of Jethro? How many get that one? Jethro Bodine. All right, yeah, never mind. Bill John McHorter. Okay. Mike Mattern. King Lee, back again, I see. MC26, thank you for the hat and the mustache. Gracias, senor. Jack Sandeep, what's going on? Viper and Billy. All right, that's over on this channel. What do we have over on this channel here? Daddy-O. Hey, hey, Daddy-O. Kate Ruloda. Okay. Ali Fonz, how you doing? C Note Bones, hey, C Note Bones, what's happening? Jim Son, what's happening? User 55878175562. We're gonna call you Peter. Got it, Peter. Nuzzy, what's going on? K91, how are you? Andrew G1, what's going on? Gilly, Melatonin, holy cow, man, haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Big Baller, oh, Big D Baller, 11. Nice name. Gilly, what's going on? Christopher Cool, how are you? Utilico, back again. Nice to see you, brother. Face Change, okay. Laurie, good evening, Laurie. Verida, MSG. Cotton Express wants to take a look at Hewlett-Packard. Give me a second. Ben B, how are you? Thanks for all you do. You're welcome. Ben, how do you make 5% a day? Ben, you're looking for 5% a day, dude, you're in the wrong place. I appreciate your interaction. I really do. I appreciate your interaction and the questions you ask, but what you're looking for, you're not going to find it here. I'm just going to save you some time, brother, and I'm going to save you the aggravation because what you're looking for, you're not going to find it here. I'm looking for simplicity. I'm looking for safety. I'm looking for predictability, and I'm looking for consistency. And I'm only looking for 1% per week, not 5% a day. Okay, so there probably are people out there just like me sharing a trading strategy that will give you 5% a day, but you're not going to find it here. All right? Like I said, I'm retired. I don't take gambles. I don't take risks. New iCloud terms and conditions. Okay, no desire to see those, but all right. We'll let them think that I do. Observer, Dwight Harris, how you doing? Cotton, I'm going to get to, hey, you know what? I'm going to pull it up right now so that way we know that's the first one we're going to look at, HPQ. HPQ. Here we go. All right, give me a second with that one. Miss Agile, how are you? OG Belisco. Luis Juarez, what's happening? Hey, Mill, what's happening? Valuetainment. Ooh, El Mancho killed after authorities followed his. Ooh, that's not good. Andrew, thank you for that. Miss Agile, all right. John Bahay, how are you doing today, brother? Hope that worked out yesterday and the day before. That always works. Yes, Cotton Express, I say we are going to look at Hewlett-Packard. I already pulled it up. I just want to say hi to everybody first before we move on. Brian, great to be here. Thank you very much, Brian. Throw some questions in there for me, Brian. I want to help you out. I do. You're new here, so I want you to keep coming back over and over again. I want you to learn. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. 1% a week, brother. That's 50% per year. It's only 5 or 10 minutes a day. It's not that much. Scarlet Billionaire, thank you very much for that. Freckle Queen, back again. I see. I must be doing something right. She keeps coming back. The longest relationship I've had with a woman so far this year. Freckle Queen. Kidding. Miss Christie, thank you for that. Andrew, all right. Well, hey, John, Elliot, team. All right, we'll look at team in a little bit, Mr. Elliot. All right, so that, Riven. Todd is new. We got to cut Todd some slack because he wants to take a look at Riven. Now, don't get me wrong here, Scott. Riven, you may like it. They may have a great product. They really might. But here's the thing. They're not 2 decades old. Are they consistently profitable for at least 2 decades? Remember, you're talking to the old people here. And I'm sorry for you younger guys and you younger girls. Okay, simple, safe, predictable, 1%. It works for everybody, but mainly, I'm 62. I have no desire to go back into the workforce. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm perfectly capable and I'm perfectly able. But I have no desire. I did 5 decades of working for other people. I think I'm entitled to have some time off. The next 30, 40 years works for me. All right. Andrew, we'll take a look at KView in a little bit. Elliot, we'll take a look at team also. So that being said, hello, everybody. For those of you that are new here, and for those of you that may think this is a recording, let me tell you this here for a second. Okay? Are you ready? It is precisely at this moment in time, 9:19 p.m. on the 26th day of February 2026. So if you're here after that, then it's a recording. But at this moment, we're live. Okay, we're live streaming on 9 different channels. We're looking to pick up a few more over the next couple of weeks. I'm kind of excited about that, get the word out. I'm actually having fun doing this because I don't do it like normal people do. Because you will see, after you've been here for a while and after you're interacting and all that kind of stuff, you'll see that I'm not normal. I'm an acquired taste. Most normal people have 1, maybe 2 cameras. I got 9 of them. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cameras. So I'm live streaming on 9 different platforms, and I'm looking to get some more. I'm actually going to get my own TV channel sometime this coming year. So we'll be not only live streaming on the live TV channel, we'll also be doing the other social media sites. Because I believe this information is valuable and I'm trying to get it out to everyone. And as you will notice, as we progress, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I'm not going to say, hey, is it okay if I pitch my new book? No, I'm not going to do that. We're here to learn. We're here to ask questions. That's it. We're all adults. We know how it works. Yeah, I got crap to sell. You know how to find it. Go in the bio, wherever you are. Look in the website. All that stuff is there. I'm just here to teach you guys. Okay, that's it. Who do we have here? Hazel. How you doing, Hazel? New here. All right, so here we go, Cotton Express. You ready for this? You've been here before. You know what's coming. Here it comes. Here's the high right here, 34. Here's the bottom at 18. Now, we dropped from 34 to 22, back up to 30, all the way down to 18. So basically, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, right there. She's bouncing off the bottom right there. You cannot get any lower than the low of the year. And that was 2 days ago. Hewlett-Packard. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. Number 1, does it make sense? Number 2, do I even like Hewlett-Packard? Well, let's check it out. Now, we want to take a look at the numbers. It's currently at 1881, 1881, 1881, 1881. Okay, great. So if I'm going to do a simple trade that's predictable and consistent, that's called a covered call. And that is going for 37 cents. Now, 37 cents, I know you're all thinking, that's nothing. No. No. Okay? If I buy it 1881, I turn around and sell it tomorrow morning at 19, I'm going to collect 37 cents per share. Now, that's almost 2%. Okay? Now, you do realize that 1% every week is 50% per year. So 2% every week, yeah, you guessed it, 100% per year. So the question is, do I like Hewlett-Packard? Do I like it enough to put my own money on the line? That's a question only you can answer. I can't tell you what to do. I can just show you the information that's available to everyone. This is free information. You can get it anywhere. You go to any financial website, throw in Hewlett-Packard, show me the 1-year chart. There it is. The high, the low, all that kind of crap. And then let's look at the option chain. The option chain right there. If I buy it at 1881, the closest strike price is going to be the 19. The 19 just so happens to be 37 cents a share, and that's almost 2%. So let's do Hewlett-Packard as the first one. Len, I just wanted to thank you for telling me about this 1% nice strategy. You way to go, Len. Len, I'm kind of curious. I'm thinking maybe we should start having contests per quarter because we have 4 quarters, right? Okay. And each quarter has 13 weeks. So what if we did that? What if we had a contest for whoever had the best consistent rate of return per quarter? I don't know, I think it might be fun. All right, so let's do it. Len, I do want to hear how you have done since the beginning of the year. I also want to hear how you have done last year, because you've been it's not Michael and the last name's not Burry. Christo, what's happening, Christo? Good seeing you again today. Christo, dude, you're new here. I've been here every single night. This is year number 3. Every single, wait. The first year, every single night. I missed 6 days. Listen to this, you're gonna like this story. My first year doing this, okay, 2024, I did a live show every single night, 7 days a week, 2 to 3 hours every night. I missed 6 days. Okay, here's my excuse for missing 6 days. You ready? One day, I was sick as a dog. It just wasn't happening. Okay? Two, the second time I missed, my very close personal friend needed to be rushed to the emergency room. Sorry, friends and family take precedence. Sorry, guys. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, and 6. You ready for this? I missed 4 days in a row. Do you know why I missed 4 days in a row in 2024? A hurricane. I shit you not, a hurricane came right over the house. No water, no electric, no cable, no internet for 4 days. It didn't bother me a bit. I'm a Gen Xer. I could care less, you know? I was perfectly fine. So I missed 6 days in 2024. And then I decided in 2025, no more Friday nights, no more Saturday nights. So every single night, besides Friday and Saturday night, I was here. 2025. So 2026, same thing. Every single night, not Friday night, not Saturday night, but I'm here. So Christo, you have any questions? You want to show up? Ask questions? Hey, let's hear it. So let's take a look at Hewlett-Packard. Look at the last 30 days. Okay, here's the last 30 days for Hewlett-Packard. Now, if you are curious on what to do with your money, think about it. Because no matter what happens, you have to come up with money eventually. Okay? Now, the reason I say that, turn around. Okay? Sorry, camera's not turning around. Every time I get, okay, Rick, I'm not quite sure. Something's wrong. Yep, that definitely looks like something's wrong. As I was saying, now why isn't the camera working on this one? Why isn't the camera working on this one? I don't know. Michael. Oh, you're over on this channel. All right. Your camera is reversed. Yep, I got that. I can't even see the camera. What do we have over here? Blurry, staticky. Oh, so definitely the wrong camera here. So this camera here has a little staticky. Sorry about that. It's supposed to be over there. But that one's... I'm going to have to get that looked at. All right. Besides the point. Sorry about that, you guys. There's 9 channels, so find another one. As I was saying, take a look at the last 30 days. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. She was here, dropped, back up, back down, back up, back down, back up, blah, blah, blah. Here we are right there, 1881. We're going to do the 19, see what they look like just in case. Just in case we like it. Sorry, let's get rid of this. Let's change. Now, for those of you who don't know Thinkorswim, Thinkorswim is a trading platform where you buy and sell stocks, options, futures, other stuff. Hold on. Where are we? All right, hold tight. We're right there. Okay. T Mattern 88, new viewer. My husband told me to watch you. Well, good evening. Ask questions. Don't be shy. I don't bite. What we're looking for is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% every single week. So ask your questions. Don't be shy. All right? New viewer. All right. So the 18. Let's take a look at it. Sorry, the 19. Right there. Okay, we're going to go right there. We're going to change that from single to a covered call. Now, remember when I said simple, safe, predictable, consistent? Okay. Simplicity. Are you ready? The simplest, easiest trading strategy there is just buying and selling. It's the simplest. You call it your broker, say, hey, buy me some AT&T. Hey, buy me some IBM. That's the easiest. But there's a problem with the easiest is you have to wait for the stock to go up in order to get your profits. Nothing wrong with that. You know, it's a perfectly good strategy. But here's the thing. The second safest one that I've found is called the covered call, where you buy the stock and then you turn around and immediately sell it to someone else through what is called a stock option. So as the night progresses, I'm going to do a few of them and you'll be able to see how they work. And if you have any questions, write them down. Because the next time, I'll be on here again. I'll be on tomorrow night. No, wait a minute. Tomorrow's Friday night. Okay, I won't be back on until Sunday night. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, let's do this. So as it progresses, you'll see how everything comes together, just like a good movie. Everything comes together at the end, and everybody's smiling as they go home. Let's try this. You ready? Hewlett-Packard. I'm going to buy it, 1881. I'm going to sell the 19, which means I'm selling somebody the right to buy it from me as soon as I buy it. As soon as I buy it, I'm selling that right, and I'm going to collect 2%. James, am over here now. Sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good, but I'm having a problem with the video camera. Anyway, sorry about that, you guys over here. I'll get it fixed out. All right, so let's do it. I'm going to change it to covered call. We're going to do the 19. Let's do this. You ready? Here we go. 19 right there. One contract. Now, I'm always going to do one so you know what one costs and you know what the rates of returns are going to be. Now, remember, simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Here we go. Here's another piece of the puzzle. Here it comes. All right. This right here is the actual order. Okay. Now, remember, I still want to buy it. Then I want to turn around and resell it and grab that profit. Let's take a look. I'm going to buy one covered call, Hewlett-Packard, which means I'm buying the stock at the current price, 1881. I'm going to turn around and sell somebody the rights to buy it from me anytime between tomorrow morning and when the option expires. Now, I do weekly options because they expire every 7 days, which means I can do this every single week. All right. Maximum profit. Do you remember I said predictable, simple, safe, predictable? Ooh, I forgot the safe part. Sorry. Safe. Simple, we covered that already. Safe. Simple, safe, remember? Safe. It is so safe that the federal government allows you to do covered calls in your IRA. Your retirement account. You can call up your broker and say, hey, buy me some IBM at whatever price and then sell me a covered call at whatever and then get that profit. Because think about it. Most dividend stocks pay a dividend every 90 days, every quarter. There's 4 quarters, remember? January, February, March, first quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. July, August, September, third quarter. October, November, December, fourth quarter. 4 quarters. So instead of collecting just the dividend, why not collect the dividend and a premium? Now the premium on this one, $58. Okay, so max profit, $58. Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $1,842. Now, that probably doesn't mean anything, so let's grab the calculator, crunch those numbers to see what the rate of return for 1 week is with Hewlett-Packard. Now, it's going to change every single week, just this week, not this week, but next week, because the option that we're selling is 6 March 26. So we're buying the stock, we're selling the option, and here's the strike price, $19. Hold on, let me explain. It'll all come together in the end. So max profit, 58. Cost of trade, 1,800. Let's get the calculator, find out what the rate of return for 1 week is, and then think to yourself, that's the rate of return for 1 week. There's 52 weeks in a year. Why not do it every week? Okay, here we go. Calculator, where are you? Where are you? There you are right there. We take the profit, 58. Watch this, watch this. Oh, 58. And the investment, 1,842. Okay, so take the 58 profit divided by the investment, which is 1,842, and we come out with a rate of return for 1 week. Remember this, 1 week. We're looking for 1%, and this trade right here is offering 3%, 3.1% to be exact. So if 1% a week is 50% a year, 2% a week is 100% per year, how much is 3% a week? Now, I don't get 3% a week, and I've been doing this for a long time. Seriously, a long time. I average about 1.4% every week consistently. All right, so we're going to save this one because I like 3.1%. And yes, I do save them so you guys can see them at the end of the day. Here we go. Hit save. Here we go. And come on. Right there. There it goes. And it should pop up any second now. There they go. There's all the saved trades from this week. All right, what do we got? All right, that was for Monday. This was for Tuesday. This is for Wednesday. This one was for today. Where is the one that just popped in? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is right there. Nope. There he goes. No! That one. This one. There it is right there, that little fella. That little one. There it is. Hewlett-Packard. 6 March. The $19 call option. Profit, 58 bucks. The investment, cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 1842. Now that comes to a 3.1% for 1 week. But you got those nagging questions in your head. Does it make sense? Do I like this company? Do I like this company at this price? Is this something that I can squeeze 5 or 10 minutes of my day out of to do every single day? Because think of it this way. When you get to my age, the numbers get bigger. Okay? So I'm 62. It's no longer, hey, it's $1,500 for the rent. It's, $200, $300. No. It's $400,000 for this house. It's $600,000 for that house. Oh, a new yacht. Well, that's $1.2 million. Oh, a new Lamborghini. Yeah, that's a couple. It's a total different story when you get to this side of the working. So you're working now to eventually kick back, relax, and have a wonderful life. And it's great. Trust me, it really is. The golden years, they can really, really, really be golden if you have enough to do what you want to do. Now, don't worry about me. I'm perfectly fine. I don't need your money. That's why I don't try to sell anything. I'm giving you information for free. It's simple, it's safe, it's predictable, it's consistent. It was created specifically for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. Damn it, I hate it when it does that. I do, watch. It's going to just, see? I hate it when it does that. Okay, so as I was saying, the trading strategy I'm giving to you for free was created for my 9-year-old. That being said, I'm giving it to you for free. Let's take it. Oh, Louis, I have a question. If the stock doesn't hit the strike price, are you still positive with the cost? Hold on a second, Louis. I am going to answer that question for you. I just got to do this thing first. Get rid of this. Okay, so we're on Friday now. We're going to put this right down here for Friday. All right, let's do this way. Let's do that. All right, go like this, like that. Uh-oh. And we're going to go Friday right here, and we're going to do this one, 3.1. Whoops, 3.1. There we go. All right, so these questions. If the stock doesn't hit your strike price, are you still positive with the cost? Now, Luis, you have to separate the cost of the stock from the options. Okay, so we got dividends, separate category all by themselves. The dividends, the profit the company gives back to us. The stock price, the stock is nothing more than the ownership percentage. One share you own, one time deliver of the corporation. The more shares you get, the more dividends you collect. Okay, that's separate. So you have the stock options, you have the dividends, and then you have the stock price. Okay, stocks, options, dividends, 3 separate things. Okay, now the stock price is the investors, that's you and I, that's our perception of the value we see in the company. It goes up, it goes down, that's all it does. That's the stock price. We got no control over that. Now, we do have control over a strike price that we pick for the options. Now, the option is nothing more than the ability to sell it to someone else at a certain price by a certain date. That's all it is. So, separate stock price, option price, dividends. Separate them all. So when you buy the stock, you own it, you get to do whatever you want with it. Now, I own the stock. I turn around, sell some rights with a covered call to buy it from me at a certain price by a certain date. Now, if it doesn't hit that price, that strike price, I keep the profit because that's my profit. And then I get to turn around and sell it to someone else the following week. Lewis, it's like a vending machine. You buy a vending machine, a couple $1,000, and people come by and feed it every single day, and you pick up the money once a week. Once a week. Now, if it hits my target, great. Gives me all my money back, but I still get to keep the profits that I generated. And I can do it every single week. So if I buy it at 1881, I sell someone the rights to buy it at 19, and it goes to 18.99 on Friday, guess what? I keep that money, I keep the stock, and I turn around and sell it to someone else next week for the same price, 19. Whatever's closest. Whatever's closest to my price, that's the one I want to sell, and that's what I want to collect. Hope that answered your question. Next, what do we have next? All right. Hold on, we got to back this up a little bit because we're missing some questions. All right, Len, like I said, I want to hear what you actually did last year and what you're doing so far this year. All right, T Mattern 88, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Don't forget to ask questions. The only way you're going to learn anything. What do we have over here? All right. What's today's session? All right, Michael, hold on. We're going to get to that in a second. All right, we already did Hewlett-Packard. Okay, next one. What do we got? Scarlet Billionaire. All right. Elliot wants to take a look at team. We're going to get to that in a second. I want to answer some of these questions first. Thank you, Len. Some comments in there. Billy, what do I think about HIT? Billy, is HIT an actual stock? Let's go find out. HIT. I never even heard of it. Now, Billy, just to let you know, anytime I say, what the hell is that? Never a good sign, Billy. Never a good sign. So let's take a look at HIT. What the hell is that? Health International Tech. Hell no. No options, no thank you. Sorry, dude, I'm trying to get weekly cash flow, and I have no desire to stare at this thing all day long. None. All right, I got to pause for 1 second. It's a little warm in here. So sit tight. All right. Whoa, quick change. All right, here we go. Much better. All right, a little bit cooler now. All right, Elliot wants to take a look at team. T-E-A-M. What do we got? Ooh, take a look at that. Ooh, the high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look, it's down sideways, down up. 79.43. The 79s are going for 340. And the after hours, it dropped. So as it is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, actually it's 9:43 Eastern Standard Time, this is market hour time, market hour price, sorry. This here is after hours pricing. So right now it's at 76, so the stock dropped $3. So I'm going to zoom into this right here, 30-day high, 30-day low, and now she's moving up. It looks awesome right here, but after hours, it dropped down to 76, which is right about there. So I'm not 100% sure whether it's good or not, Elliot. Okay? But think about it. At 79, yeah, it was great because it has a nice number there. But after hours, it dropped down $3. So wait till the morning to see if it actually rebounds from that. Okay, where are we here? All right. Billy, what do I think about HIT? We already did HIT. Pancho Gallardo, how are you doing today? Juan Chavez, que pasa, amigo? Hey, James, whenever you say you only look at 1% a week, you sell right away once you see 1%. Okay, Juan, let's take a look at Johnson & Johnson. Okay, that's what I'm looking for, Juan. Now, I don't always get 1%. Sometimes I get 2, 3, 4. I even got, I think, 11% one week. That was like crazy. But don't get me wrong. My goal is 1% a week. Okay, hold on. I want to show you this for 1 second. It won't take that long. Let's go here. Okay, we're going to the 10MinuteTrader, which is my website. Okay, this is my website right here, Juan. Check this out. Now, you can go over here and check it yourself. We're going to go to the little hamburger, check this, all the other pages that are in there. We're going to look at 2025 just for a couple of seconds. These are all the trades I made so far for 2025. Okay, let's zoom all the way down so you can see where they are. Here they are right down here. Let's keep on going. Someplace where I actually get finished putting the numbers in. All right, so what are we looking at here? Okay, week number 21, which is May 19th to May 23. Don't worry, they're all there, all 52 weeks. 3 accounts I share publicly. Okay, account 1, account 2, account 3. You can click on any one of these. It tells you exactly what I bought, what I sold. Okay, right there. There they are. Okay, get out of that. But look at the percentages I picked up every week, Juan. Okay, whatever week this is. 4.4%. 0.8. See, I don't make 1% every week. 0.8, which is only $1,690. Boo-hoo for me, right? 0.8%. Here, 3.82%. Well, what was week 20? Here's week 20. 4.2, 3.6, 3.1, 3.6, 1.1, 1.4, blah, 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 blah. They're all there. Now, I'm showing that only because I don't get 1% every single week, sometimes more, sometimes less, but it averages 1.4. So you take the 52 weeks from last year, 52 weeks the year before, and you add them all up, averages out to 1.4% a week, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I really am. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get back to here. Okay, that's our dividend stuff. We don't need that at the moment. Back to team. Now, team looked good up until I saw this right here. Sorry, it actually pulled back after hours. So it's really not that desirable anymore. It was earlier because here's your bottom. Now she's shooting up. But after hours, it's pulling back down again. So if you really like team, Elliot, wait until tomorrow morning and see what it opens up at. And then do the math yourself. What am I buying it for? What's the closest strike price? And what option premium, what rate of return is it giving me? Okay, if you want, Elliot, give me a buzz tomorrow morning. Send me a text with your number and I will call you tomorrow morning if you want me to. And we'll take a look at that when the market is open. It's kind of hard to see when the market is closed, especially when the stock price drops after market hours. Andrew wants to take a look at KView. All right, well, let's take a look at KView. KVUE. Here we go. Looks kind of interesting, doesn't it? Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up. You can't get any easier than that. The low of the year's here, the high of the year's there. It's where it was, where it is. Down, up. Simple. It's at 19. So what's the 19 going for? 22. Well, 22 is more than 1% of 19. So let's take a look. Now, I'm probably going to say no to this one only because, damn it, I hate it when I do that. You got to bring it across perfectly straight because if you don't, it skews on you and it does that weird stuff. All right, 27 right there. All right, here's the problem I have with KView. Okay, Andrew, here's the problem I have with KView. 30-day high was 2 days ago. 30-day bottom was 4 weeks ago. Bottom shoots up. What do you think's coming next? Think about it. She was here at 17.20. Now she's at 19. Now, that's not a big jump if you think about it. It's only $2. The $2 jump on a $17 stock is over probably like 13%. 13%, yep, there's going to be profit taken. That baby's going to drop eventually. It may be tomorrow, it may be next week, it may be the week after. It's not a game that I want to play, because the high was 2 days ago. Okay, so what else we got next? Next, Juan wants to take a look at Johnson & Johnson. J&J. Now, Juan, I don't know if you knew this. It's going to be a no. I don't buy at the high. But here's the thing with Johnson & Johnson. They're over 140 years old, and they consistently increase their profits for 5 decades or more. That means they're a dividend king. 5 decades at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of increased profits. That means they're making more this year than they did last year. They made more money last year than they did the year before. They made more money the year before than they did the year, so on and so forth, for 5 decades. Johnson & Johnson. Now, I really buy Johnson & Johnson because at 243, the 242.50s go for 365. You subtract this out of there. Wait a minute, it jumped up to 244. All right, 230. Yeah, I'm not even getting 1% out of Johnson & Johnson. But it's a good trade. You get like 0.8 or 0.9. But still, 0.8 or 0.9 is still close to what, 40, 45% for the year? I could be okay with that. What do you think, Juan? Do you like Johnson & Johnson? Does it make sense? Now, I don't buy it the high, Juan. That's where it's at now. I wait for it to pull back, then jump in. All right, what do we got? Down here. Yep, we're live. Okay. Audio issues on that stream. Yeah, sorry about that, Steve. I'm good. Yes, it's hissing. Yeah, I got to get rid of this one. Okay, so let me see if I can fix this one because there's no video on this one. Oh, so we got questions over here. All right. All right, Michael, how are you today? All right, your camera is reversed. Yes, Jack Massey, if you can figure out a way to get the selfie camera on an iPhone to invert, let me know. And don't tell me it's in the settings because I've tried that over and over and over again. It's not there. Yeah, I got that, Jack. Love it to Barry. Something wrong. Yep. Turn around. Yep. Everything. Every time I get. Wow. Okay. It's good now. All right. You're good. Thank you. Total eclipse of the heart. Yep. Got that one. Change. James. Am over here now. Okay. It sounds better. Yep. Sorry about that, Andrew. The one real green man. Hey, green man. Say, you lose like him trade, then I goes up 20% on the week. Oh, yeah. My Hims trade he was talking about. Oh, let's take a look at Hims. Okay, thanks about that one and only green man. Hims. I actually have Hims. So for those, it's all dilution machine. Romeo, thank you for the little, pick me up chat there, Romeo. All right, what do we have here? Ribbon. Okay, we haven't looked at Ribbon yet. What's today's session? Kyle, how you doing? Todd wants to take a look at Ribbon. Sit tight. Todd, I'm going to show you something about Ribbon in a little bit. We're taking a look at Hims at the moment. Now, some of you have asked what happens when the stock drops. So I'm going to open this up just a little bit more. Okay, we'll open up just a little bit more so you guys get a better view of the numbers. And for all those of you that are new here and you don't know, the screen behind me, this screen here, this screen is live on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube under the 10-MinuteTrader and find that screen live so you can see these little tiny numbers. You probably can't see them on your phone or your iPad or whatever you're watching it on. But if you go in the other room to the big screen TV, tell the kids, hey kids, mommy and daddy's taking over the TV, you guys get out. Anyway, let's keep on going. So for those of you who are asking what happens when the stock drops or if the stock drops, well, let me clarify a few things for you. Number one, you're going to buy a stock and it is going to go down. Sorry. Then on the other side, you're going to buy a stock and it is going to go up. You want to know why? Because stocks do two things, only two things. That's it. If you're expecting a stock to come to your house and take the dog for a walk or cook you breakfast in bed and tuck you in at night, ain't going to happen. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Stocks go up, stocks go down, stocks go up, stocks go down. That's all they do. That's it. If you're expecting a stock to do anything else, like selling you a Valentine's Day card because you're lonely, it ain't going to happen. A Christmas card because you're feeling left out, ain't going to happen. They go up, they go down, that's it, that's all, quit your bitching. Okay? You're going to buy it, you're going to buy something, it's going to drop to the floor. Same thing on the other side. You're going to buy something, you're like, oh, wow, this is great. Yep, nope, get ready because it can come back down again. That's all they do. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's it. Your job is to pick a good company that you like, make sure you buy it at the right time. Don't be greedy, because as it goes up, take your profits and say thank you very much. Or if you're a long-term trader, long-term is different for everyone. For me, it's 30 days. Okay, for you, it might be a year, maybe 5 years, might be 10 years, maybe a decade. I don't know. We're all different. We're all on a different journey. Your journey is different than mine. My journey is different than yours. You guys at least have an idea what my journey is. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. That's my journey. That's my goal for me. And I'm sharing it with you guys. Well, not really. I'm actually creating a video diary for my children and my grandchildren. Because when I'm gone, all they're going to have is, Papa G on the TV screen. That's it. Len, I'm up 18% this year. Nice going, brother. I've been just buying and selling stocks and gambling on calls. Sorry about that. That was last year. So you're up 18% this year. Dude, that's awesome. Month number 2? Hell yeah. Nice going, Len. All right, what else do we have over here? Pike, how are you doing? All right, Pike, you're new here. Bernard Cooper 64. Newbie in the house. Yay, Bernard. How you doing, Bernard? Mobile janitorial supplies. Thoughts on Carnival Cruise Line. We're going to get to that one next. Sit tight. So as I was saying, you're going to buy something and it's going to drop. All right? I want to show you something. And just to show you, I don't panic when stocks drop. Got 5 rules. Hold on a second. I'm going to back up for a second. Now, remember when I said that this was created for my 9-year-old? My 9-year-old come up to me in 2008. She said, Daddy, what are you doing? Oh, can you teach me? My 9-year-old daughter wants to learn how to trade stocks. Most adults don't even understand this, and I'm supposed to teach a 9-year-old? Okay, so here's the criteria. It had to be simple. She's only 9. Safe. She's only 9. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. You hear that, 5th one? No way for her to lose. Because I'm dad. Dad's supposed to protect my little girl. So if she loses, she's going to cry. Guess what? Mama gets involved and daddy's sleeping on the couch for a week or 2. Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. So we came up with 5 rules. Hold on a second. It's tea with honey and what do you call it? Honey, ginger, and cinnamon for my throat because I'm not used to talking so much. All right. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. 5 criteria. Here's the 5 rules. You ready? They're simple. Write them down if you need to, but you'll think to yourself, oh, they're that simple. I don't need to write them down. Number 1, never buy anything you do not understand or you do not want to hold long term. If you don't understand what they do, if you're not with their program, if you don't like Ribbon, don't buy it. You don't like Apple, don't buy it. You don't like Carnival Cruise Line, don't buy it. Never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to. That's rule number 1. That should be a no-brainer. Rule number 2. It's even funnier than rule number 1. You ready? Rule number 2. Never sell at a loss. I'm going to say it again. Never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. Why are you here? You're here to learn how to invest your money safely and predictably. So never sell at a loss. If you paid attention to rule number 1, rule number 2 should be a no-brainer. Never sell at a loss. Okay, rule number 3. This one boggles my mind. It really does. Because rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, for you younger folks who want to buy something and just wait 5 to 15 years for it to shoot to the moon, more power to you. Have fun. I've been there, done that. I don't do it anymore. I want simplicity. I want predictability. I want safety, and I want profitability. That's what I want nowadays. So rule number 3, never buy something that's not consistently profitable. So what I'm talking about, dividend kings, 5 decades of increased profits, dividend aristocrats, 25 years, increased profits, dividend champions, 25 years, increased profits. The rules are a little bit different between the between the champions and the aristocrats, but still, 25 years of increased profits. Dividend contenders, 10 to 24 years of increased profits. Then anything on Warren Buffett's list, fine. So those 5 lists I just gave you will give you about 300 to 350 different companies that are consistently profitable year after year after year after year after year. I could keep going year after year after year, but you know what I mean? Rule 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Rule 4, weekly options only. I said it from the beginning, I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable 1% per week, which means it's got to have weekly options. Not monthly options, weekly options. And to find that out, CBOE.com, Chicago Board of Options Exchange. It's a free website. Chicago, wait, hold on. CBOE, Chicago Board of Options Exchange. They'll tell you every single stock that has weekly options and has monthly options, depending on how you want to invest your money. The CBOE.com, Chicago Board of Options Exchange. All right. Rule 5. I got paintings I haven't hung up yet. Rule number 5. Make sure all the numbers work. Now, you'll see me doing this over and over and over and over again. Make sure all the numbers work. Okay, the numbers. Are you ready? What am I buying it for? The current price. Current price? Great. What am I selling? I'm selling the closest strike price to my purchase price. If the purchase price is $15.60, I'm going to look at the $15.50 because it's the closest. Whatever strike price is closest to your purchase price is going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. If you want safety, you go 1 strike in. It's at $2.50. It's at $15.60. $15.50 is at the money. 15 is 1 strike in the money. $14.50, 2 strikes in the money. But then you get the opposite, because the further in the money you go, the safer it is. But the further in you go, the less profits. The profits slowly drop. It is what it is. Okay, so the opposite side, at the money is where you get the biggest bang for the buck. Okay, out of the money, okay, current price $15.60. Out of the money would be 16. That's 1 strike out of the money. $16.50, 2 strikes out of the money. $17.50, 4 strikes out of the money. And then you got 25. What is that? 15, 20 strikes out of the money. So as the owner, once you buy the stock, you are the owner. You can sell any one of these you want. Any one. So why did I bring up HIMS, H-I-M-S? Because I wanted to show you those that think that what happens when the stock goes down, panic. No, don't panic at all. They go up, they go down. That's what they do. Don't panic. Stick to the rules. The rules are simple. Never buy something you don't want to own. That means you're going to buy it and it is going to drop. Don't kid yourself thinking just because you bought it, you're special and it's not going to drop. No, sorry. Okay? When I first started trading, I thought I was special. I really did. Because I did 125 trades in a row without a single loss. 125. It's like, oh, this is easy. Yeah. And then my head got so big, I started losing money. It was a wake-up call. Here we go. All right. So the reason I pulled this one up, for those of you who say, what do you do when the stock drops? Let me play this for you. Ready? Let's get out of this. Go right to here. Here's HIMS. View trades. Here's my trade on HIMS. I'm going to show it to you right now. HIMS right there. I bought it back in December 2025 at 52. Yep, you heard me. 52. Right now, it's at 1560. I bought it at 52. Right there. However, I did buy some more in December, January, and I bought some more last week. Actually, no, this week I bought some more. So now my average price is $24.62. But still, $24.62, and the current price is $15.60. So yeah, it is a lot less than what I paid for it. So my current price, $24. So what's 1%? 1% of $24. I'll give you a hint. 1% of $24 is 24 cents. Get it? 1% of 24 is 24. Isn't that weird? 1% of 24 is 24. Okay. So I'm in it at 24.62. It's currently at 15.60. So this week I sold some 16s, picked up $1.06. You have any idea what $1.06 is on? That's 4%. On a $24 stock, it's 4%. Yeah, thank you. I can deal with that nicely. That's a 200% return. But how can I get a 200% return if I bought it at 24 and now it's at 15? Because every single week I own it, I'm allowed to sell an option against it. And considering I bought it at 52, now it's at 24, but the stock is down at 15.60, I have the right to sell an option, any option I want, for whenever I want, because they have them every single week. So yeah, I sold some for this week, March 6th. Wait a minute, that's next week. All right, so I sold some for next week, and I sold some for 13 March, for 2 weeks out. And the nice thing about this is I can always buy these back and push them forward, because look at what I sold it for. I sold it for 106. Now it's worth 64. That's almost a 42% drop in price. So that's a 42% profit. Okay? See, the stock market, you can do things backwards. The equation is all the same. Okay? The equation is all the same. Buy, sell equals profit or loss. In the stock market, I can buy it first and then sell it later. I can also sell it first and then buy it later. The equation always has to be completed. You got to buy something, sell something, it's going to be a profit or a loss. But in stock market, I can do it backwards. I can sell something, then turn around and buy it to equal the profit or the loss. So here, we're selling options. So we're selling for $1. We're buying it back for 64. That's going to be my profit or my loss. Anyway, let's keep on going. What I wanted to show you is that considering it's at 15.24, what did I actually do? Okay? Okay. 24 is right there, the 1750. So I'm still bringing in 1%, and I'm doing the 1750. The 1750, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 strikes out of the money. That gives me some kind of a cushion, some kind of an insurance policy that, yeah, as the stock moves, I want to make sure that I'm not at risk of losing. So hopefully that makes sense. Next question. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear that. Next question. Dr. Jason. Thank you, Dr. Jason. Would you recommend not doing an option on Friday and waiting till Monday? No, I wouldn't advise that at all. Now, the reason why I normally don't buy on Fridays, because I usually buy on Mondays. Because think of it this way. If options expire on Saturday, the last time you can trade them is 3:59 p.m. on a Friday. So I like to just let them play out right into the weekend, and then on Monday I do my buying and selling. So on Monday, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You miss any one of those days and you just lost 20%. Think about it, 20% of your profit potential. Because in a week, there's 5 days. It's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100% of whatever the profit's going to be. So let's say the profit's $100. You miss one day, great, now you're only getting 80. You miss 2 days, now you're only getting 60. See what I'm saying? So I like to do a full Monday to Friday. But if you have extra money just sitting around, yeah, do it on a Friday. That way you have Friday to Friday. And then when that's done, then it's Monday to Friday. So, you can buy them any day of the week. But it is what it is. It's always, always, always going to be a numbers game. What did I buy it for? What did I sell? What did I collect? What is the stock doing? Okay? It's simple stuff. It was created for a 9-year-old. Adults have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Okay? Because complicated stuff makes you feel better. It makes you feel smart. It makes you feel intelligent. Ooh, this is so complicated. Ooh, I'm so smart doing this. It doesn't work that way. Simplicity takes discipline because we want to make it complicated. We want to stroke our own ego. Oh, I'm so smart. No, don't do that. Simplicity takes discipline. What am I looking to buy? What is coming? We're going to get into that a little bit later. John Bohe, wait. Hold on a second, John. Where are we? Roll a call. Yep, we'll do that one too. Oh, I missed some. Okay, so Todd, I like to answer all the questions as best I can. I am on 9 platforms, so it's a little challenging sometimes to get to all the questions. But Todd wants to take a look at Rivet. Okay, so Todd, where am I now is RIVN Ribbon. Todd, this here is Yahoo Finance. Now, Yahoo Finance is a financial website that I use to find out information that I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know anything about Ribbon. And the reason I don't know anything about Ribbon is pretty simple. Okay? Ribbon Automotive. Ribbon, right there. There are no dividends in this time period. Okay, the name of the show, Todd, is Dividend Stock Talk. We're talking about stocks that have dividends. Ribbon is not even on there, so that's going to be a no right off the bat. Number 2, Ribbon hasn't been in business for 20 years. So if I'm thinking of Ribbon, that means I'm stuck looking at however many quarterly reports and annual reports to see if this is a good company for me or not. Without the dividend, well, now I have to do reading. I'm a little on the lazy side and I don't want to do that. I'm being honest with you. I'm a lazy trader. I don't want to sit in front of the computer all day. 5 or 10 minutes, that's it. The strategy was created for a 9-year-old. How do you get a 9-year-old to sit for more than 10 minutes? You don't. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Let's move on. Let's get going. Okay? All right, what do we have down here? Michael Corey, good evening. Fun Ticks, how are you doing? Gold, 10,000 in 2 years. Yep, you have fun with that. Now, the only reason I say you have fun with the gold thing, gold does not give you weekly cash flow, does not give you any dividends, does not give you any cash flow whatsoever. The only way you're going to make gold money off of gold is to buy it, turn around and sell it for more. And who knows how long that takes. Let me tell you something about gold that you probably don't know. And the reason why I know you probably don't know it, because if you did know it, you wouldn't be buying gold. Okay, you ready? Now, I'm old enough to remember the gold rush of the 1980s, late 70s, early 80s. Gold was at about $250 in the 70s, and then it jumped up to, I think it was $800 an ounce. $800 an ounce. Now, you might say, ooh, $800, I'll buy some. Yeah. See, the people who bought it $800 an ounce back in the early 1980s had to wait. Are you ready for this? They had to wait 3 decades. That's 10, 20, 30 years just to break even because they thought it was going to keep going up and up and up. And it stalled out at 800, 825, 850, whatever it was. It stalled out. And it didn't hit that number again for 30 years. So yeah, maybe it's at 5,000 now. What if it is the top? Because the chart looks the same as it did back in the 70s. Looks the exact same. Shut up. Here we are, right here at the top. Can it go higher? Yes, it can. It can also stay right there, and it could drop. But gold does not give you a return on your investment. All it does is holds the value. So if you take $50,000 in cash and $50,000 in gold, go out in the backyard and bury it, 20 years later, dig it up, the gold's going to be worth more. The cash will probably be worth nothing. Just the way it is. But gold does not give you a rate of return. It doesn't. And you have to sell it in order to get money. Now, I'm 62, which means I need money to pay my bills. Funny thing is, we humans are the only species on this planet that's got to pay to live here. So, to the exact degree in which you want to live your life, you want to live in a tent? Fine. You want to live in a beachfront house? Fine. You have to figure out where that money's coming from. Anyway, no, sorry, I don't do gold. Sumi! How are you doing, Sumi? Video quality is terrible. Yes, I know. I turned on this camera by mistake. I shouldn't have turned it on. I should have turned that one on there. So that one's not working quite right either. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. Don't hurt yourself over a stretched my neck. I'm hurt bad. Okay, sorry about that. Invesco. Oh, Andrew. I got a dude over here named Andrew. He's new. You know how I can tell he's new? He's asking me about the Qs. Q, Q, Q. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So let's do this. So ribbon is going to be a no because it has no dividends. No dividends, no thank you. Let's take a look at the Qs from Mr. Andrew. Now, Andrew, you're not going to like this because nobody ever does. Only the sick, twisted people like this stuff. You ready, Andrew? Here we go. Invesco! Q, 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 Q. Yay! Yay! All right. Hold tight. Now, remember, I want to take a look at the dividends for the last 2 decades. That's 20 years. 2 decades is 10, 20 years. So let's go back all the way to 2006. That's 2012, 2011, 2010, 2000. All right. 9876. There it is right there. 2006. Right there. Yay! 2006. Now, just to give you a little tiny bit of education, Mr. Andrew, are you ready? The dividend. Dividend. The original promise on the dividend was in 1602. When they sold the first dividend stock. They went door to door. Have I got a deal for you? You invest in our company, we're going to share our profits with you. Okay? We are going to share our profits with you. That's the original promise in 1602. 420 some odd years ago. So, the dividend is a portion of the company's profits they give back to the investors. Andrew, that's you and me. We're the investors. Well, in this case, we're not. I wouldn't buy that crap with your money. But let me tell you why. Are you ready? Now, when I say I don't buy anything unless it's consistently profitable, the Qs are not. If the company makes more money, the dividends go higher. If the company makes less money, the dividends drop. It's a simple process. You make 100 million, great, you pay out dividends. You make 9, you make 90 million, you pay out less dividends. It's actually that simple. Make more money, higher dividends. Make less money, lower dividends. You ready, Andrew? Here we go. 2006. Are you ready? 2006, right there, very first dividend, 2.9 cents. 2.9. Okay? So 2.9, 2.6, that's going backwards. 2.3, that's going backwards. Not a good sign, Andrew. All right. Okay. Lower, lower, higher. Lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. Hold on. It gets worse. Whoops, this way. All right. 5. Okay, higher, the same, higher, lower, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, 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 lower. Do you see what's happening, Andrew? 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. 1 step forward, 1 step back. 4 steps forward, 3 steps back. I don't do the cues because they're not consistent. But hold on. I got something that's even worse. You ready for this? Hold on. You're going to love this one. Actually, you're going to hate it. We're going to go to the summary. And the summary gives us basically the numbers that you should be looking at before you buy anything. You ready? Hold on a second, Andrew. Are you ready for this? Now, Andrew, do you understand what the yield is? The yield is basically taking all the dividends that you collect, divided it by the cost of the trade or the cost of the shares. That gives you your rate of return or your yield. All right, let's take a look at the yield for the Qs. You ready? Right there, yield. 0.45. Dude, it's not even 0.5% for a year. You're investing in the Qs, making 0.5% per year, and you're thinking it's a wonderful thing. Sorry, no. I don't invest in anything for 0.5% for the year. Now, 0.5% a week, maybe. But 0.5% a year, hell no. I don't do the Qs. That's how I can tell you're new. Because if you knew, seriously, if you knew you're getting 0.5% per year on your investment, I'd like to think that you wouldn't do it. Aaron. I love that everything behind you is super easy to read. All right, thank you there, Aaron. What are we discussing today? 13. You like Trump when you speak? Okay. Do you think silver will crash? No. Sorry, Willie, there's no possible way for silver to crash. It's an industrial metal, which means in order for some industries to work properly, they need the silver. So if you take a look at how much actual physical silver is actually on the planet and how much they're trying to buy and sell, you'll see that the contracts and the physical silver just don't match. At least that's what I'm hearing. So yeah, don't be so quick to sell your silver. Yeah, but I wouldn't get rid of my silver. See, I have silver and I'm not getting rid of it because I know it's going to shoot up really. Order flow. No, I don't do order flow. Buy silicone. Nope. You need to own all the silicone on the market by 2028. Fred, you got to give me a better reason than that. Okay? Because you have to own all the silicone. That's not going to work that way. Silicone is actually sand particles. Silicone you can get almost anywhere. Anyway, I'm not going to discuss it. Okay, but I don't know of any silicone that you can buy that's going to give you a weekly or even a monthly return on your money. Sorry, Fred. Correct, but ribbon. Okay, all right. You are a successful trader, but you're sitting here spending all your time talking to 10 viewers. Here's the funny thing. You think it's only 10 viewers on the channel that you're on. Okay, there's 9 cameras, which means there's 9 different platforms. And anywhere between 5,000 and 50,000 people will come through all the different channels that I have. And I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for my children and my grandchildren. Because the video here, I got 1,700 videos on YouTube. Now, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that I've been doing this a very long time. My very first blog post was in 2011. Well, we're now into 2026. 2011 is when I started, and here we are now, and I'm still doing it. I'm just sharing information that the powers that be really don't want to teach you and don't want you to know. Because if think of it this way, was that Pokemon? Oh, Pokemon Beast. Think of it this way. If you knew you could get a 50% return on your money every single year, how much do you really need to know? What do you really need to do? Do you think the powers that be want you to have that kind of information? You can double your money every 14 to 16 months. Think about it. 14 to 16 months, you can double your money every single year. That's not information they want you to have. And yeah, you're right. There's only, 21 people on this channel? Yeah, but there's a couple hundred there, a couple hundred there, a couple hundred there, maybe a couple, There's nobody on that one. So yeah, I hear what you're saying. Okay. Fred, what about when the U.S. made gold illegal? I didn't talk about that one, did I? Who said something about gold? I forgot. Okay. So we did have a conversation about gold, but back in the 1930s, the U.S. government made it illegal for you to own gold. So they could do it again. Don't think that they won't, because you have no idea, because history doesn't want you to know. Okay? Now, I learned stuff in history class, and I thought, wow, okay. But then you go back to the, what do they call it? The unredacted files and the freedom of information. They just dump all this stuff out to you, and then you find out, oh, you mean the government's been lying to me all these years? Of course. Who killed Kennedy? It wasn't that one idiot. No, he was killed by the CIA because the CIA admitted it and that crap. And then, oh, aliens? No, aliens don't exist. Yes, they do. They actually have the federal government actually has agreements with the aliens so that we will leave them alone and they will leave us alone. And the amount of people and cows that they take is an acceptable number. Blah blah blah. Whatever. We've been lied to. All right, don't get me started on politics. But yeah, we have been lied to for decades, and it was finally coming true. I have shares of Netflix at 91, 98, and sold covered calls at 79, and I don't know what will be the right move. Please explain possible. Ooh. Alexander! How are you doing today, Alexander? Let's take a look at Netflix for a second. NFLX. NFLX. Now, just to make you feel a little bit better, Alexander, I have Netflix also. Okay, but I didn't buy it at 98. I forget what I got mine at. Not in this account, I don't. I have it in another account. All right, so Netflix. You bought it 91 and 98. Okay, that was quite a while ago. So my question for you would be, if you bought it 91 and 98, it's right here, that was back in December. Okay, and it dropped. Now she's turning around going up. Okay, so you said now you sold a covered call at $79.92. No, you can't sell it at $79.92 because it doesn't exist. Okay, what does exist? Okay, what does exist is 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. There's no odd numbers. It's just whole numbers. 79.92 doesn't work. It's either 72, 77, 83, 89. There's no weird numbers like that. But here's the thing. If you bought it at whatever you said you bought it at, these are all the options that you can sell. Now, when it gets close to your strike price, not the purchase price, the strike price, you have the opportunity to buy it back and then turn around and sell another one to offset any losses or any profits. It's called rolling forward. So if I have an option that expires tomorrow, I still have the ability to buy it back, push it into next week, and pick up a little bit more money. It's called rolling forward. It's not that difficult, but we'll go on to that one. So what else we have next? Sorry about that, Alex. Fred, forget gold. What about palladium? Ooh, interesting. Nice going. But I don't think palladium gives weekly dividends either. They need silver for all the tech. Best conductor. Yeah, I got that one. Should I invest in mines? Now, William, that's a good question. But I can't tell you what to do, William. Okay, you got to figure out what's right for you under your circumstances and what your risk factors are. Okay, I can just show you what I'm doing. I can explain to you a lot of things, but I can't tell you what to do. Oh. Aren't some stocks considered growth with no dividends? Yes, you got two different types of stocks. Well, actually, you got three. You got private, which you can only buy if you know somebody in the company, which is what my company has, private shares. Then you have two public shares. One, growth stocks. They take all the profits, put it back into the company for the stock to go up. Growth, for growth. Okay, most people buy those and hold on to them for years. Then they have income stocks, which is what I'm looking for because that's where I am in my journey. My journey, I'm retired, which means I get a check every week for doing absolutely nothing. Not really. I buy, I sell, and whatnot, and I share what I do. That's about it. Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. All righty. Not quite sure. TikTok should allow comment. I understand the decision, but the restriction too strict. My live does not contain any content mentioned in the notice. There we go. That's the one. Submit. You know, the funny thing is, it's like I've been live on TikTok for 3 years on one channel. And then I got an iPhone right next to it on a different TikTok channel. 2 TikTok channels side by side. So they're getting the exact same content. Exact same. You can't get any more exact same because they're right next to each other. So why is it one of them gets flagged and the other one doesn't? It's the same words. So why is it? I got no idea. Weird. All right, so what else do we have down here? This camera and the sound is not good. I got that one. Sorry about that, John. Love it, Barry. Blurry and not a lot of static. Yep, I got to get rid of this one. Okay. Audio check. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, go to the other live. Yep. Over the flow. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that camera's not working well, so we need to get a new camera. All right. What other questions do we have? Fred, if you own all the silicone on the market, you can't have a nuclear war. The profits are incalculable. Okay, Fred, I'm going to disagree with you because there's no possible way on God's green earth you can own all the silicone on the planet. Just can't do it. Sorry. It's a nice theory. I like the idea of no war. That's lovely. Where do you think Home Depot is going to... And is it better buy than Lowe's? Ooh, this is a good question. We're gonna do this one. You ready? We're gonna compare Lowe's to Home Depot. Let's do it right now. All right, bring it up. Lowe's, L-O-W. There we go. All right, here we go. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. It's coming down right now. 264. The 260, 250 is the closest. 460, let's do that one. It's the closest. It looks like it's the safest. Let's check it out. You ready? Lowe's. Let's do this. All right, Lowe's knows. Change it from single to covered call. There we go. And it's at 265 right now. The 265, there it is. One strike price. Okay, right there. And here's the order. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Buy one covered call Lowe's, 6 March, which is next Friday. The 265 call option, 431 is the profit, 26,000 is the investment. What is the rate of return? Hold on, let's check it out. Calculator, take the profit, 431, divided by the investment, $26,069 equals 1.65. Lowe's for 1 week, 1.65. If you like Lowe's, let's save this. Okay? 1.65 for Lowe's. Lowe's knows how it goes and how it grows. All right, where are we? Come on. There it is. And there she is, Lowe's, one covered call Lowe's. 6 March, the 265 call option, 431 is the profit, 26,000 is the investment for a, what was it again? 1.65. 1.65 for Lowe's. All right, let's save this one. 1.65. Lowe's. All right, so now let's do Home Depot. Okay, Home Depot, here we go. All right, let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Let's get back to here, back to there, back to here, and let's throw in some Home Depot. Here we go. You ready? The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down. 375. The 375 is going for 535. Let's check out those numbers. Let's get rid of this. Let's do this. Covered call. The 375 right there, one contract. La 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 la. There we go. And here's Johnny. Buy one covered call. Home Depot March 375 call option. 546 is the profit. 36,954 is the investment. Let's see the numbers. What is the rate of return? 546 profit divided by the investment. 36,954 comes to 1.47. Well, it's better than Lowe's, right? No, it's lower. Okay, let's save this one. 1.47. All right, Home Depot, 1.47. Lowe's, 1.65. There you go. There's your answer. Where are you? You're here somewhere. There it is right there. It's so small. It's like barely can see it. There it is. Home Depot, 6 March, 375 call option. 546 to profit. 37,000 is the investment. 1.4. Wasn't it 1.4? 1.47. $1.47. Okay, so strictly money-wise, Lowe's is a better investment, 1.65. Home Depot, 1.47. Are you really going to bitch and moan about 0.2%? 1.4, 1.6. 0.2%. It's not a lot. But, you know, you asked. Those are the numbers. All right. Andrew, don't worry, James. I can't ever see me doing any QQQ anytime soon. Well, then why did you ask me about the Qs then? If you don't, nah, never mind. All right, here we go. What do we got next? La 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 la. Enza's in the house. Yay, Enza. Why would you recommend not doing the option on Friday and waiting until Monday? Well, okay. All right, Doc, Dr. Jason. You can do whatever you want to do. I just do Monday through Friday because it's simpler and easier. That's the only reason I do it. I like simplicity in my life. I'm 62. I'm retired. I enjoy sleeping in late. I enjoy taking naps in the middle of the day. I enjoy watching the grass grow. So I do Monday to Friday. That's it. Durbanate. Bro, when the market has downturned, you are stuck for months. I'm kind of curious what your logic is there. Because from what you're saying is if I buy a stock and the stock drops or the market drops, I'm stuck for months. No, what I just showed you on HIMS, H-I-M-S, I bought it originally at 52. I slowly dollar cost averaged for the last 3 or 4 or 5 months. Now I'm at 24, but the stock is at 14. Okay, 15, whatever it is. Not the point. Even though the stock price dropped, I'm still collecting the dividend every quarter, every 90 days, and I'm still collecting a small percentage every single week. And with HIMS, it's still 1% every single week, even though the stock is dropping. So I don't consider it a stock because whether you want to agree or not, okay, no matter what happens in the stock market, Friday is coming. Okay, it is. And then when this Friday is done and over with, guess what? Next Friday is coming. Next Friday is coming. You're going to get older whether you like it or not. The clock doesn't stop for anyone. So as the stocks drop, I really don't care because I want a company that is consistently profitable that I don't mind owning. So even if it drops, if I'm collecting the dividend, which by the way, I only do companies that have increasing dividends, hence the kings, aristocrats, champions, contenders, blah, blah, blah. If the dividends keep increasing, I'm making more money every year just from the dividend. But I'm also able to do a covered call every single week. And my goal is 1% every week. So I don't care if the stock drops as long as it is a good company, because that's all they do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. That's it. They don't do anything else. And they don't go up consistently. I've never, ever, and I've been doing this for about 30 years. I've never, ever, ever seen a stock go straight up. They go up, they pull back. They go up, they pull back. They go up, they pull back. Look at all the biggies, all the biggies. Take a look at Google. Take a look at Amazon. Take a look at Facebook. Take a look at Google. I already said Google. What's another one? Oh, Tesla. IBM. You take a look at any single stock, any single one. Never, ever, ever, ever has there been a stock that went straight up. Nope. It went up, people take profits. Went up, take profits, went up, take profits, went up, take profits. That's all it does. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down. So although I agree with you in one way or another, okay, that's like I'm stuck with HIMS because of the lawsuit. Okay, I bought it at 52. Now it's around 14 or 15. Okay, fine. The lawsuit, when it's done and over with, eventually go back up again. If not, I really don't care. Because even though I originally bought at 52 and now it's at 15, I'm still making 1% every single week. So why do I care if the stock price goes down? Enza! How you doing, Enza? Nice to see you again. Good evening, young lady. Hercules! Agree. There has to be a downside to this. There is. The downside, are you ready? Because Hercules wants to know what the downside is. The downside, and where most people lose their money, is they hit the wrong button. I know it sounds childish. I know it sounds juvenile, but it's true. Now, I've been doing this for 30 years. I hit the wrong button last year. I lost $2,500. Hit the button. Boom, $2,500 gone. Because I hit the wrong button. It happens all the time. Everybody, I don't care who you are, every single one of you at one point in time will hit the wrong button and you will lose. That's one way. The other way is the company can go bankrupt. But if the company goes bankrupt and you lose money, it's your own damn fault. Because rule one is never buy something you don't understand. Before you put your money into anything, you should do some research. Is this the right place for my money? And if they're even teetering on questionable whatever, you shouldn't put your money into it. That's the risk. The other risk is if I only stick to companies that have 5 decades or more, okay, they've been around for, you can't get to 5 decades of profits without being in business for at least 50 years. Now, a company that's 50 years old, well, they kind of went through their growing pains. They kind of know what they're doing. Those are the companies I look at. So the companies I look at are very less likely to go bankrupt. Now, don't get me wrong, it could happen. I mean, I personally don't see Ford, General Motors, IBM, AT&T, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. I don't see any of those companies folding up. They've been in business for over 100 years. Anyway, what else do we want to take a look at? What is the ticker symbol for the one you just did? HE, Home Depot. Billy, HLT. What is HLT? Mr. Billy wants to take a look at HLT. Give me a second, Billy. I'm getting rid of this stuff here. Get back to where we want to be. HLT. Hilton Worldwide Holdings. Okay. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at it. Down, up, down, up. Interesting place. 317, the 317.50s are going for 470. Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer to check out this chart. to see what the last 30 days looked like and is it optimal for us to jump into. All right. Last 30 days, right there. There we go. Last 30 days. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up. Here's your new bottom. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. I like 2 days to the upside. 1, 2. Today's the third day. Right there. I should have jumped in there, but it's not on my list. Now, why isn't Hilton on my list? Well, for that question, let's go to Yahoo Finance to find out why Hilton is not on my list. HLT. Oh, they do have dividends. Nice. Okay, PE ratios, high low, earnings date, dividend. Okay, nice. 1 year target, 328. Okay. Let's go take a look at historical data. Now, the historical data is going to show us, has the dividend increased consistently or has it not? So let's go there. Historical data. All right. Now, we're at historical data for Hilton. Right there. See it? Hilton. Okay. This is the date. That's all the dates. This is the opening price, the high of the day, the low of the day, the close, the adjusted, and the volume. That's all the numbers you need to know. But I don't want to look at the numbers. I want to look at the profits, and those are the dividends right here. You ready? All right. There they are, the dividends. There we go. Let's take a look at all the dividends. So for that, we want to go right here. And the maximum amount. Okay, so we want to go all the way back to 2015. What the hell? So they've only been paying dividends since 2013. All right, 2015. Not quite 20 years. So, Billy, that's probably why it's not on my list. 2015 was their first dividend that they paid out. What is that, 11 years? Why would I do a company that has 11 years when I want 20? All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's take a look. 2015, 14. 2016, 14. No change. Not good. 2017, 15. 2018, 15. No change. 2019, 15, no change. 2020, 15, not looking good. There's nothing for 2021. 2022, 15. 2023, 15. 2024, 15. 2025, 15. This is the part where we all say in unison, that's a no. No. It's not consistently profitable. Why would I want to do that? No, no, and no. Sorry, no. Wait a minute, I have one more. Ready? Here it comes. No, sorry. FCO Leva, do you consider earnings when selling covered calls? Hewlett-Packard is on 311. No, I don't. There's only like 2 or 3 companies I'll actually pay attention to the earnings. And the only reason I pay attention to the earnings is what's called a black swan event. That basically means the market maker overreacts to the information he collects. That's all it means. All right, so we don't need that anymore. Billy, yep, you were asking about Hilton. I just saw that and it's a no. Christo, so do you buy the stock without collecting premiums to, wait a minute, just what was that? Let me read it again. So do you buy the stock without collecting the premiums to buy when sell covered calls on it? I'm not 100% that made sense. I buy the stock to collect the premiums. I'm not looking for the dividends. Dividends are kind of like a happy coincidence, the cherry on top of the sundae. Now, I normally don't get the cherry on top of the sundae because I don't like them. They don't taste real. I like real cherries, you know, the kind you get off of a tree. The reason I say that, Growing up, my neighbor had a cherry tree. And when the cherry season was in, we'd go up there and we'd eat ourselves sick. Seriously, we eat ourselves sick on fresh cherries off the cherry tree. So the maraschino cherries you get on the Sundays, not even close to being the same. So anyway, as I was saying, I buy the stock specifically to capture the premium, which is this right here. If the stock is looking at, like this one right here, doesn't look bad at all. Up, down, now she's going back up again. Great. Well, at 317, we'll be looking at the 317.50s and paying 470. If you like Hilton. The numbers are there. The profits aren't. So the profits aren't consistently increasing with Hilton. So in that case, it's a no. But everything else is saying yes. Okay? Here's 30-day high, 30-day bottom, shoots up, pulls back. Now she's going back up again. So when a stock jumps, profit-taking starts. Profit-taking takes the stock down to a point where investors say, hey, I'm buying this, and then it goes back up again. That's what happens. They go up, they go down. Dr. Jason, will you do the same stock every day if the numbers look good? Every week, you mean? Because I buy the stocks on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I just take a look and see what it's doing. Is there anything I need to do? So I usually buy on Mondays, and on Fridays, it's usually, all right, do I let it go? Do I do this? Do I do that? I'll give you a quote by John F. Kennedy. We cannot answer the questions of tomorrow, Friday afternoon, with the information we possess today, Thursday night. So we actually have to wait for Friday afternoon to get here, and then we do the 5-6 questions. What did I buy it for? What did I sell? What did I collect? Where does it look like it's going? And what should I do next? Simple. What else do we got? Merv Atkins, how are you today? Appreciate it tremendously. You're welcome there, Dr. Jason. Yep, some people are small-minded. TWAF. Silver coins, bars, and silver stock. Yep, nope, not for me. What do you think about XDTE? 0 days to expiration? Yep, nope, don't do them. Too much time and effort. You got to remember, I'm 62, okay? The one thing I have less of than you guys is time. So, do I want to spend my time doing unnecessary things? No. I'm perfectly happy with 1% a week on my investments. I'm just sharing with you guys because I believe information, good information, should be shared. And you don't hear me trying to sell anything, so I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just giving you information for free. It's up to you to figure out what you want to do with it. It either makes sense or it doesn't. Okay? I don't need any of you to make me feel better about what I'm doing, because I feel it's my duty to share what I know, because I think it's a sin to take the information I have to the grave. Because I'm going eventually. I would like everything I know to be out there so people can learn from it. And this is just one platform that I'm doing. So yeah, I have other topics of information that I share. This is just one of those hobbies of mine. Harmeet, how are you doing today? We're running out of time, so I want to get to the questions. I don't want to look at anything else. Just look at some questions. What do we have? XDTE. XDTE. Round Hill. Oh, Stefan, XDTE gives weekly dividends. Yes, but it's a monthly optionable stock. And what are the dividends? Are they even worth it? XDTE. Let's find out. Weekly? Dude, this is 2 years old. I ain't jumping into anything that's 2 years old. I don't know who came up with a 2-year-old company, but look at the numbers. 20, 12, 2, 19, 37, 25, 23, 34, 13, 16, 11. They're all over the place. No consistency whatsoever. No, thank you. No. No, it might be good for younger people who want that kind of excitement. I don't. I'm an old dude. I want boring. I want boring. I want pitiful. I want ridiculous. Because think about it, 1% is ridiculous, but 1% every week, that's 50% a year, and I'm okay with that. So let's keep on going. What do you do if you sell short and the stock gets assigned and now you're in a loss? No, Mike, you're never at a loss until you agree to sell for less than what you paid. Okay, now I understand what you're saying and it makes total sense, but ask yourself the question. If I'm going to buy something, if I'm going to sell something, it is my responsibility to make sure that I don't lose. So you got a couple of choices. Okay, it's your choice to sell at a profit. It's your choice to sell at a loss. So if you sell at a loss, it's no one to blame but yourself, Mike. Now, Mike, you've been here for a while, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the interaction that you're giving, but it's a valid question that he's asking. What happens if you sell short? Well, number one, I don't sell short. Now, once in a while, I'll get caught in a short position, which happened to me on, hold on, Macy's. And on, there's another one. I know it. It's an energy stock. I forget it off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm not at a loss because I haven't accepted the loss yet. Now, there could be a possibility that I could lose if I agree to take the loss. But I don't agree to take the loss. I will keep pushing the options forward as far as I have to not take a loss. And some of you might be saying, and you're correct, by not taking small losses every once in a while, you have what's called missed opportunities. And you're absolutely 100% correct. So do I take the small loss and jump on those maybe missed opportunities? I could do that. But I had those losses that would follow me and haunt me. Yeah, I don't do losses. It just don't work for me. Christo, do you buy and collect premiums and then sell it to also collect premiums the next week? That doesn't make 100% sense, but you're correct. I buy the stock, I sell a covered call to collect a premium this week. If there's a possibility for me to move it into next week and collect more money, yeah, I do that. But it always comes back to the same 5 or 6 questions. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at? Where's it going? What should I do? They're all simple questions. Okay, we're all done with the questions over there. All done with those questions, done with those, done with those, done with those. So we get questions here, questions there, and questions here. All right, well, let's see how we can do this. Ready? Jay Good, BTI. What the hell is BTI? Never a good sign when I got to say, what the hell is this? The reason why I say, what the hell is this? Because it's a no. I don't do monthly options. Rule 4, weekly options only. Romeo, order. What the hell is order? O-R-D-E-R. Order Logistics, Inc. Sorry, cannot find that symbol. Okay, you got to give me the right ticker symbol, dude. Okay, maybe. Oh, Doc wants to take a look at Campbell Soup, CPB. Okay, here we go, CPB. Campbell Soup, yay! 26.86. The 27 is going for 15. This is where we say, nope. I didn't have to look at anything else. Doc, take a look. Currently at 26.86. The 27 is the closest strike price, and the 27 is going for 15 cents. That's less than 1%. Next. Wacola, how are you today? Aiden, IEP, hell no. Now, the reason I say no to IEP, that's Carl Icahn. IEP. And Kai Icahn has monthly options. I don't do monthly options. Sorry. Hodor, how you doing? BL Enterprises. Thank you for that. Oscar's house. Thank you, Mr. Oscar, for the roses. Yeehaw for me. Okay. Raw Earth, how are you? William Watson. Tree Warrior. Until the stock drops too fast. Okay. Good question. What happens when the stock drops really fast? Or what happens when it shoots up really fast? That's a very good question. So here's the thing. Check this out. You ready? See the chart right here? If I take my cursor, put it right here, okay? I can right click. This pops up right here, and I can do this right there called creating an alert. So What happens if it drops? Well, I want to be alerted. I just put whatever number I want in there, and it sends me a sound on my computer. It sends me an email, and it sends me a text message. So try your best to make sure anything you buy, anything you sell, all the numbers work right. Remember rule number 5? Make sure all the numbers work properly. What happens when it hits 16 by Friday? I'm assuming you're talking about my hymns. What you're missing on my hymns, okay, this is what you're missing, okay? Tree Warrior. Now, even though I sold the $16 call option, right? I sold the $16 call option, so somebody has the right to buy it from me at 16. Okay. They have the right to buy it from me at 16. I am admitting that, so I'm agreeing with you. But what you're missing, Tree Warrior, is for the privilege to buy it from me at 16, you have to pay $1.06. So what's your break even? If the stock hits 16, great. The break even is the $16 plus the amount of money you paid for that privilege. So 16, your break even is $17.06. Okay? I got $1.06 per share. Okay? On the $16 option. So you take the $16 option and you add the premium that I collected, $1.06. Now your break even is $17.06. So if the stock drops to 16 or goes up to 16, are you going to take it? Are you going to buy a $16 stock for $17.06? Probably not. It's not just the call option price, 16. What did you pay for it? You paid $1.06. So to buy a $16 stock from me, you paid $1.06. So your actual cost is $17.06. It doesn't make any sense. So not only do you have to keep your eye on the numbers, you got to keep an eye on what is the break even for whoever is at the other end of the equation. Because I sold it to someone. Now they have the right to buy it from me. So if they buy it from me at 16, I'm actually collecting $17.06. But if I have an alert saying, hey, it's at 16, what are you going to do? Well, I have a very small window of opportunity to fix it. That's why I look every day. Every day I look at all of my positions to make sure I'm okay. Now it's past 11 o'clock. It is literally my Friday night, which means I'm not here tomorrow night. I'm not here Saturday night, but I will be back here Sunday. So that being said, I want to see if I can zip through some of these questions. I'm not going to look at any more stocks. I'm just going to go through questions. What do we have? What do we have? Team Elliott next time, if you don't mind. Cotton Express, Capital One Finance. Ooh, I love Capital One Finance. I do. Ryan, how are you doing today? Roll it before Friday. Nice. That's exactly what I do. Since Dell took off after hours, would you cover a rolling call? Ken Ray, we can take a look at that tomorrow. Wait a minute. All right, what did Dell actually do that? Trade Dell, because I actually have some Dell. Okay, so the last trade for today was 121. Now we're at 137, so she jumped up 17 points, which means I got to go in first thing in the morning and figure out what the hell is going on. What else do we have? Unruly Yardi, thank you. Aiden, IEP, 28% dividend yield. Oh, dude. IEP. $87. Here we go. 2006 IEP. You ready? Apparently Aiden thinks IEP is really good. Okay, let's check it out. 2006 at 9. 14, 24, 24, 24, 24. Uh-oh. 24, 48, and it went down to 9. explain to me if it's at 24 and it goes to 9, how do you possibly think that's good? Okay, hold on. Let's see if it gets worse. So it goes from 9.7 to 9.8 to 9.9. Then it goes to $1. Then it goes to 125, 150, 150, 150, 150. Doesn't increase for a few years. Then it goes to 175. Then it goes to 2. Then it goes to 2. Then it goes 2. And then, holy shit. In 2023, 2022 is at $2. 2023 is at $2. 2024, it decreased the dividends by 50%. It's a 50% drop, Aiden. $2 to $1. That's a 50% drop. Then it went in 2024 from $1 to 2025 to 50 cents. Explain why 50% drop in 2023 and then a 50% drop in 2024, why you think that's good. Hold on. Now we're at 50 cents. Okay, so let's take a look at the summary. The summary for IEP. Let's check it out. Oh, so the dividend's $2 and it does come to 24. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does. But it was a 50% drop last year and a 50% drop the year before. No, no, and no. I only do companies that have 20 years or more of increased profits, and IEP doesn't have it, especially when they dropped 50% last year and 50% the year before. No, ain't going to happen. Thank you there, Jake. Cindy, how are you today? New Jersey. Oh, Mara's up 13%. Nice. Jake Nelson, how you doing? Vegas Knights, another newbie. How can I tell you're a newbie? NVIDIA. No, hell no. Okay, now the reason I say no to NVIDIA, it's a $185 stock and gives a 1 penny dividend. 1 penny. The return for 1 penny dividend is 0.04. Hell no. It doesn't even make 1/10. No. Too many Vegas Knights. Okay. Oscar, thank you. Capital and Finance Women's at Madge. How you doing? Nelson, can you look at Herbalife? Ooh, next time. Jake, Oracle. Ooh, I like Oracle. I do. Okay, LM, Ribbon. No, we looked at that earlier. I'm going to grab my seat so I can get comfortable. All right, I'm actually scheduled for a Zoom call now. So that being said, I'm going to zip through the rest of these and then I'm going to call it a day. Thoughts on IEP? Hell no. Joker, Tesla, no dividends. Andrea, how are you doing? I have hymns, ate a bunch of money. Then we bought them and down 50%. Ooh, Andrea, I'm sorry to hear that. Now, Andrea, I jumped in at 52 and it's down to, was it 15 or 16 now? So I'm feeling your pain. I am. Let's get out of this. All right. Thank you there, dog. Chill B tomorrow. Joker next time. Cotton Express next time. Todd, how you doing? Harmeet, you're too good for this. Thank you there, Harmeet. Okay. Bitcoin, hell no. Delwyn, how you doing, Delwyn? Thank you there, Delwyn. Jay, how's it going? Oscar's house. Thank you, Oscar's house. Hamza Saeed, hello. Hamid, hello. Frank, Habu, all right. Hello. Brian White, how are you? CG, what's going on, CG? All right. Hamid, DPZ, next time. Hunter Garston, CELH. Isn't that Celsius? DJ Vinyl, how are you doing? Oh, user 6970 gold boxing glove. Woohoo! Yay for me. All right. Craig, thank you. Cam, how does NAT look? I have to check next time. Thoughts on Bitcoin? Ain't going to happen. JEPQ, newbie alert. Sorry, I don't like JEPQ. Just not work. Spider, 10 viewers. So what's a good dividend stock? Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, anything on Warren Buffett's list. Still paying attention to the haters. Harmeet, I love the haters. I really do. I love calling out haters on their BS because they never can really support it, and they usually just bow out disgracefully. Utilico, how are you doing? Uh-oh. All right. When will Stripe IPO? All right, see, I don't do IPOs, so I really couldn't help you out with that one. You need an AV guy. Absolutely, I do. Have a nice week, Len. I'll see you next week. James Van Hooser, thank you for that. Cousin Astra, we'll take a look at Mara next time. Netflix, merger officially off. Oh, imagine that. Daniel Hunter, how do they decide investment amounts? Ooh, that's a good question. TSLL and Macy's, I got both of those. Yes, Doc, I know that HIMS has no dividends. Hope you consider doing poor man's covered calls all the time. I already did the wrong button. I see what you're saying there. John F. Kennedy had some great quotes. Yes, he did. Pins, now 3 days to the upside. Cool beans, superlative. All right, so what do we have down here? All right, 3. Sorry for the strike was 79. The premium was 92. How can I roll it? Alexander, you know what? Tomorrow's Friday. You got one opportunity. Drop me your number. I'll give you a call, and you and I can chat about how to get out of that without losing anything. Willie, what was the best stock you bought? I would have to say it was either U.S. Steel or Macy's, one or the other. Do you mess with penny stocks? Not at all. I'd be interested to know if Palladium is paying dividends. That is something we're basically all in. We're all of it in the market already owned by the auto companies. All righty. Calm, how's it going, Calm? Andrew, I wanted to know if it was weekly as the chat looks low doing my research, and I like your answer as it reminded me of a movie I watched. Okay. Steve, ACN, we'll check it next time. Okay, Steve. Chevron or Mobile? Vigilante, nice question. Sorry, a little late on that one. Robert Meyer. Thank you, Amir. Dell had a great earnings and outlook today, hence indicated much higher for tomorrow's opening. Okay. Shady Brown, so your strategy is a variety of the wheel strategy. Yeah, kind of, but not really. But, thank you for the comment. What do we have here? Go to the other live. Yep. All done. I answered all the questions. All the questions have been answered. Yay for me. Cool beans. All right. That being said, you guys have a great day, and we're going to do this all over again another day. All right. So we're out of here. Have a great night.